Hello everyone. Today's lecture is about flagella. In continuation of the last lecture that was about the bacterial cell structure and function, in which we have studied about the cell membranes and cell envelope basically. So here we will talk about the other structure that present in bacteria, which is called as flagella. So flagellum means whip, as its appearance is a whip-like, which basically is a hair-like structure protruding out of the bacterial cell and help in its locomotion. Means it helps the bacteria to move in the surrounding. So the bacteria also have some sensory organs which help them to sense the changes in the temperature, in pH, and even in the presence or absence of light or some chemical. So basically the movement towards or away from something is called as taxis. So bacteria can perform the phototaxis, means towards or away from the light, or chemotaxis, or also it has the ability, in some bacteria they have the ability to sense the changes in the pH and temperature. So what they all these basically do, they help the bacteria to survive in the environment and to protect the bacteria from any danger, or if the bacteria is required to attack on something, they help them to reach towards the target. So there are different types of bacteria. We can classify them on the basis of arrangement or the number of the flagella present around their body. So first of all, we have atrichus. A means not, and trichus basically means hair-like. So atrichus means there is no flagella present around the bacterial cell. So one of its examples is diphtheria bacillus. There are many examples of such bacteria. So also, there is then mono. Mono means one, and one trichus means there will be one flagella or hair-like structure present around the bacterial cell, and its example could be Vibrio cholera. Then amphi means both, means the trichus or the hair-like structure or the flagellum will be present at both the polar ends of the bacterial cell. So amphi, remember it from amphi, which means both. So at both the end, the flagellum will be present, and its example can be Alcaligens faecalis. Then lopho means tuft. Lopho means tuft of flagella. So the tuft could be present at one end or it could be present at both ends. And for the simplification, you can also call it amphilophotrichus, because amphi means both ends and lopho means tuft. So amphilophotrichus, you can also call it like that. But basically, we can say it like lophotrichus means tuft of bacteria present at one or both side of the polar side of the bacteria. Then trichus, the whole body of the bacteria will be covered with the flagella. So you can see the flagella all around the bacterial cell. This is a peritrichous bacteria. So its example could be the Salmonella typhi. All right. Coming towards the structure of the bacterial flagella, which is composed of three main parts. The whip-like or the hair-like structure is basically the filament, which is attached to hook and which basically attached to the basal body. So this the flagella is basically originating from this part, basal body. Then we have the hook, which is connecting the flagella to the basal body or to the bacterial cell. All right. Then studying these structures in detail. Filament, as I've shown you, it is a hair-like structure that is arising from the hook, and hook is basically the border area present between the base or the basal body and the filament, and it is connecting the filament to the motor proteins that are present in the basal area. So there's a difference in the gram-positive negative bacteria, is that in gram-positive bacteria the length of the hook is more. Um, you will know the reason in the next slides. Last part of the flagellum is basal body, which contain rod and ring structures. So this is the picture for a gram-negative cell wall. As you can see, the outer membrane is present. So this is a gram-negative cell wall. So it has this L are P rings, whereas in the gram-positive cell wall, there will be no such rings, as there will be no outer membrane layer. So all this part would be a hook. That is why the height or the length of the hook will be greater in the gram-positive cell wall. And as there is no outer membrane where this L ring is anchored or attached in the LPS layer, there will be no such thing in the gram positive bacteria. Therefore, there will be no L ring in the gram positive bacteria. Alright. This is a gram negative bacteria where there is an outer membrane present. Therefore, we have this L ring attached in the outer membrane region. So, whereas the P ring is in the peptidoglycan layer and C ring, these rings are present in the cytoplasm, and MS rings are present in the cytoplasmic membrane or the plasma membrane. Then we have these proteins, that is mod A and mod B, which creates a channel for the protons that helps the flagella to rotate. So they are the driven forces for the flagella to move. So these are the driven forces in eukaryotic cell. We have ATP driven force that helps the flagella to move, whereas in these prokaryote cells, this proton creates that driven force that helps these parts to move or rotate. All right. Here are the pictures for both gram positive and negative cell containing uh, flagellum. So you can see a clear difference that there is no L and P ring present in the gram positive cell, whereas these structures are present in the gram negative cell, as there is an outer membrane present here, which is absent in the gram positive cell. Flagella is present not only in bacteria but also in archaea and eukaryotes. So here, as we're talking about the bacterial structure, so the function of the bacterial flagella includes the movement. First of all, as we've discussed all this lecture, that flagella is involved in the locomotion. Then they have the sensory organs to detect the changes in temperature and pH, and they perform taxis movements. Also, the flagella is involved in adhesion, as it helps the bacterial cell to attach to different surfaces or to different cells, the other cells. So this factor or this property of the flagella make the bacteria virulent. So flagella are generally accepted as being virulent actors. Thank you so much. That's it for today's video. Hope you like it. Please like and subscribe the channel and wait for the next video for